Se ho imparato una cosa nel mondo dei narcos, è che la vita è più complicata di quanto crediamo. Pablo Escobar, il cartello... Se ho imparato una cosa nel mondo dei narcos, è che la vita è più complicata di quanto crediamo. Pablo Escobar, il cartello...
Might be a good idea to put my mic on OBS here. Here we go. Perfect. Hi, how's it going, guys? I see we already have a few people here. Me and Das are going to be going live probably in about 3-4 minutes, something like that. We're going to jump into a multiplayer match and do our absolute best. And I can actually see that Muso is here. Thank you, man. He's our newest employee over at Slytherin, so really appreciate you showing up. Well, Das, welcome to the stream, man. We spoke a little bit beforehand, but it's definitely good to have you down here. And I can't wait to see who's going to win this match, or these matches, I should say.
Yeah, thanks, Agrippa. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. This has been something that I've been losing sleep over, and I'm so excited.
you and me both. You and me both. but it
should be good fun. I've really been looking forward to it.
Indeed.
And, a few of my subscribers have actually been commenting and saying, "Oh, about time you guys did this." So.
Yes, oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, I think even before I joined Slytherin and I was just running AgrippaMaxentius, I was watching your channel, and I was like, you know, we do some pretty similar stuff here, like, and ultimately, I think that strategy niche that really makes our channel similar is something that I'm glad to see still exists, because I think without strategy games, I probably wouldn't play video games whatsoever. Which, you know what, I should consider that. Maybe actually start getting out a bit on the weekends.
Yeah, I try to actually get a bit of a balance now between getting out and about, but I'm only for a couple of hours a day, really. Just other than that, it's sort of inside, either working on the computer or playing on the computer.
Right, that balance. What in the world is that? Oh gosh.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I guess we could start setting up probably in about a minute or two. And Dime is saying, looking forward, looks great. Glitter Boy, first time I've been able to catch the stream. The time difference is killer. Actually, our concern, Glitter, was that not too many people would show up. So it's good to see that that some people are still able to show up at this time. I think what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go ahead and go for a 8,000 point game. Me and Das have both agreed that Max will take one nuke, and I think actually Das is not taking any nukes to try to keep things fair. Otherwise, you know, we would just be firing nukes off at each other. So I'm going to go ahead and start setting the game up. Das, if you want to join me in the game, I think I can invite you through Skype. Actually, no, probably not. So I guess we'll go ahead and we'll get started. We still have a few minutes before the technical start of the stream, so we won't jump in immediately. But I will create a match, and are you comfortable with 60-second turn timers, Das, or you want to go for 120?
I prefer as much time as possible, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we'll take 120, and actually this is especially true when I was playing as the Cylons, because you really have to set up a lot of different things, and I took 60 seconds, and it was actually David Sherrick here from the company that was playing against me, and he's like, I think you should take a little longer than 60 seconds, Agrippa. I'm like, no, nonsense. And then I realized I could only give orders to like 2 of my ships, and I'm like, oh no, this is really going to be bad. So this absolutely happens.
Yeah.
7 a.m. Musa says, yes, absolutely it is. It's midnight in Missouri. Oh, thanks, Glitter Boy.
No, it's so this is going to be the more time the better for me. I'm a very slow player.
Yes, yes. See, I'm sort of the opposite, although I should probably take more time, because I generally will sort of do things rather quickly, but then I'll end and I'll be like, I should have done that differently. That wasn't very good. Let's see. So the game is up, and I think my name is under Kev, just Kev. I probably should change that to AgrippaMaxentius.
I can see it there. Yeah, I got it.
Awesome. So we will get
playing Refinery.
So I think the system, guys, that me and Das worked out, we don't want to telegraph our moves to one another, but we also want you guys to obviously hear us. So I think what we're going to do is during the match, we'll turn our mics off. Well, you'll obviously hear me. At the end of the match, we'll discuss the match during the autocam replay, sort of talk then. And then if we have enough time, we'll try for another match and see who will be the victor, as it were. So here we go. Let's see if... So we are ready. The match is going to start in about 30 seconds. And what do you think, Das? Should we keep the mics on or turn them off during the match?
I'm happy to actually talk about it as we go. I think it's certain things, like as you said before we started, you were saying that we could actually just say this ship or that ship, and we then don't know what we're talking about. I
think so. I think that's fine. So we're going to keep talking, guys, and essentially I'm just going to try not to telegraph my moves. So if I'm a little vague, I do apologize, but you guys see what's going on the screen, so you'll know exactly what I'm going for here. First things first, you can already kind of see my ship setup. Obviously, we're just now warping in, and I'm going to do a little trick here. I don't know if Das is going to take... once again, I have to be careful here. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That's about all I'm going to say. And by the way, thank you guys for stopping by. We really do appreciate it. Make sure to share on social media if you want somebody to check out the game. Maybe you have a friend that's not sure about whether or not they want to pick it up. But here we go. So I do believe we're warping in. And best of luck to you, Das. I think
good luck.
This should be a fun match.
I hope so. I haven't played with these ships before, other than the early game ones, so these were a little bit new for me.
Oh, cool. That suddenly makes me quite confident. No, I don't think we'll have to see. Okay, 1 second here. Let's see.
Jeez, it's all a bit fast, isn't it? What's happened there?
Alright guys, so as you can see, I'm going to try to do this, and I think you guys can see sort of what I'm going for. Now, I do like that recently, it looks like they've sort of put our fleets, instead of directly in front of each other, we're sort of at an angle. I think this makes it a little more complex for us to sort of set up an attack plan, as it were. Let's see. Okay, that'll work.
All right, so we're halfway through our time allowance.
Yes, we are. And I'm glad you said 180 or 120 seconds, because I think with 60 we would have no time to really set up properly here.
Yep. Let's
see. So guys, for those of you in the stream, I really do have to focus on the match. I won't be able to answer your questions or respond to you here, but our employee Muso is going to be answering you guys without any issue whatsoever.
And I'm just to let my guys know as well that I'll be in the same sort of boat.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, actually, the 120 seconds is, I'm going to be needing this.
I think I am too, because even now I'm like, oh wait a minute, I forgot to do this, and this.
Yeah.
And I think you guys can see exactly what I forgot to do. I'm going to see if I can do it in under 15 seconds. Let's see. I think we're good. Yeah, we got just in time. Launch. There we go. Well, now you don't know what I'm launching. I'm getting good at this. I think we should continue.
You're not launching a nuke this early.
Well, you never know. Might have an extra, it's a mystery nuke, is what I like to call it. Now, we'll see. So here we go, guys. So that's the first time I've actually been using the torpedoes, guys. I've noticed a lot of people on my multiplayer matches, just for fun, using them. And so I'm deciding here against Das, maybe I should go ahead and fire them. The really neat thing about the torpedoes is you can essentially fire these things even at targets that are not identified by your radar yet. So just blips on the radar you can go ahead and fire at. You can't do the same with the guided missiles, which is a little frustrating. So generally with the guided missiles, I try to get close to my opponent so they can't shoot them out of the sky. But we'll see what happens here with Das. And already I like this start. I can't see your ship, but I'm hoping that those torpedoes are coming fairly close. That would be my hope.
Yep, it's targeting one of my ships.
Let's see.
I'll let you know that.
Oh, good.
It's very
close. At least it's on target. That's a good sign. Here we go.
And just got to get through all the other different bits and pieces. That's the hard thing, isn't it, really?
This is the tougher part. And have you, I wonder, Das, have you tried the Cylons yet on multiplayer or just on skirmish mode?
I've played multiplayer before, so it's sort of, this is my first multiplayer game.
Oh, cool.
With the game, so this should be good. We're going to run out of time.
Oh, yes. And actually, there are a few other time differences. We could have gone for 2:10, I think. I just thought that might be a little long. But there's
nothing's too long for me.
Nothing's too long. I think there's a 5-minute time difference. It's like, oh yeah, I'll just sort of play like a board game. Or here we go, guys. So we're gonna hope to get lucky here with these torpedoes. I'm hoping to get just a full salvo. But I'm seeing that Das here, if you guys can see, he's keeping 3 of his ships quite high up. The rest are kind of low, so we should probably lower our altitude with some of these ships. But here we go, and actually Das is also firing torps. So this is a really good move by him. Obviously our Vipers are going to try to shoot down a few. I don't think they're going to succeed in getting any of them. And direct hits with all of his torpedoes. So that was actually a really good shot, Das. I'm going to go ahead and...
I'll let you know that all your torpedoes missed.
Oh my goodness. Not a single one struck.
Not a single one.
So remember, kids, always wait to use those torpedoes. Give it some time. Here we go. Now, I could boost thrusters, guys, but that's obviously going to cause a few different problems. I think what I will do is this. And we already see Das has got, and actually I really like this this idea, Das. You've got your Manticores kind of out in front, sort of as like a scout force of sorts. And this was actually one of the strategies I encountered playing multiplayer, where essentially the other player would put some Manticores out, and I'd fire at them and get all happy, and then they would absolutely level me with the rest of their fleet. So I'm going to be a little careful here. We're going to do this, guys. Some of you may be like, no, wait. But I think this will be okay. And we're also going to do this.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get this stuff out in time. Try to give it the things that I didn't give orders to start getting them to do different things.
Yeah, and actually this timer is definitely making me have to go like, wait a minute, do I want to do this, or we'll have to see. So guys, I think we're definitely going to target, and this is of course a risk anytime we decide to send these guys out, but I think that this is going to work. And obviously we have to get much closer to Das's fleet before we use anything really big. And before we start firing with broadsides. So let's go ahead and target that as well.
I've got a comment on my channel saying that I should have had plenty of Red Bull before playing like this.
Yes, that's absolutely the case. And here the coffee shop's only open at 7 a.m., so I was sort of in a bad situation anyway. I'm just going off adrenaline here. All right, here we go, guys. So Das has got a wonderful sort of bit of altitude there. He's bringing down his Manticores. And as you can see, we went ahead and fired some guided missiles over at his Manticores. I do like the way he's using them, though. I'm going to try to, of course, target these guys, but I see why he kept the high altitude. So as you can see, we're already going to go ahead and start sort of doing this, just to get the perfect kind of shot. And what have we got here?
Quite congested now in the middle here.
Oh, definitely. I think this is where the fleets are actually coming together. This could get pretty nasty. And I believe you've also sent out some Mark IIs. Are those yours? Let me see. I think they are. All right, so Das has definitely got some Mark IIs as well. Now, of course, there's always sort of an issue, and Das, I'm sure you felt this yourself, where you're sort of deciding whether you want to, target the enemy ships with your Mark IIs or target the other enemy Mark IIs to stop the threat. And I sort of try to jump between both.
I think it was going to be one of those things. I thought you would have to go either missiles or Vipers was sort of like the basic strategies I thought the game would sort of be wanting to use. But yeah, so I'm not sure if that's sort of like a viable strategy. But I just thought, okay, well, I'm going to use my Vipers offensively and just go from there, I think.
I think it's actually a great strategy. In fact, it's one of the sort of the first bits of tactics that I got on my channel when I was doing a Let's Play series. And somebody mentioned to me, you should stop attacking with your Vipers and just defend your ships. Select the defend option, and essentially they'll circle around your ships and try to kill anything coming at them. But I'm just far too aggressive for that, and I just always try to just send them out to attack anything, which generally leads to them being shot down pretty quickly. But we'll see what happens. I hope that's not the case here. All right, here we go, guys. Oh,
4
I should have done that.
seconds.
Here we go.
Now, I'm exposing my strategy here.
I think, is it possible that he's trying to get behind us? He's trying to flank us with some manticores? Now, that actually would be good, because I see now why you have the high altitude. You could kind of come down behind the ships. Now I have to decide what to do about this. So we're definitely not doing that, guys. I think everybody in the chat can see that. That we're not doing. What we might do is this. And those manticores are definitely a pain. So I'm going to go ahead and probably turn this ship down a bit. So we could focus fire, guys. We could also change the damage we're doing here. I'm going to change some of the attack on my ship. Let's see. Of course, let us know in the chat what you guys think so far, and absolutely check out DasTactic's channel. In fact, Muso, if you could pull up DasTactic's channel and post it in the chat, I would really appreciate it. For those of you that are new here. And, of course, subscribe to the Slytherin channel, guys.
Okay. My Viper's taking a bit of a hit.
Oh, that's good news for me. I don't want any Vipers around. Keep them away. Here we go.
I think my guys can sort of see what I'm up to, so hope I can't telegraph that to you, obviously, but see how we go.
Well, I do see some pretty big gaps in your fleet, so I'm looking at a flanking maneuver, I think, but we'll have to see. All right, there we go, guys. So he's still moving with his manticores. Is he going for a crash? No. Oh, he is. Oh, yes. Oh, very nice.
I didn't destroy you.
I think that was nice. You did do a tremendous amount of damage to my right, but no, I think one manticore against a Jupiter class battlestar, it would be tough. Now, if your timing was a little improved, you could have absolutely destroyed that ship. Absolutely.
I thought they were one-hit kills.
No. But this is why it's always good to play against people that have not played multiplayer yet. But trust me, I could end up eating my own words because I've made a few mistakes here myself. So I'm going to try to. If you guys are taking a look here at the Ranger class, I'm going to see if I can't target what he's got over here, and I think it's actually quite dangerous, depending on what he's decided to take. So I'm not sure if he's gone just for Mark IIs or if he's gone for something more interesting. And actually, I can see he's got some sweepers here. So definitely concerned about this, but we're going to go for it anyway. Keep moving forward here as well. And I'm going to use this one too. What would be really frustrating, Das, would be if I end up destroying all your ships and your manticores kill me. Then I'm never going to live this over. Because I don't like that they're behind me at all, but I'm not sure what to do to react to them. I think I'll do this. Yeah, that should be a good idea. And actually, we can jump in here to the chat pretty quickly. 30 seconds. Got 30 seconds to spare. Kamikaze Manticore, says Glitterboy. Yes. Dusty Muck says it's just gone 6 here.
I thought that was going to be a bit of an exploit, to be honest, because in the it's so easy to kill them off in the early part of the campaign, and I thought, oh, that's a viable strategy.
That'll work, yeah. I mean, I think it is. I use that strategy a lot. Like if I'm playing a game and I notice the ship is definitely going to go down, then I'm like, might as well use it against the enemy. Do a little damage there. I mean, you did take out the left side of my shields are completely gone. Here we go, guys. All right, so a lot of torpedoes there from those manticores. Wow. That is not what I expected at all. Tremendous amount of torpedoes. And you can see what we're sending out there. So we definitely do want to worry about the manticores, guys. And as you can see over here with our ships, we've got to be very careful because we're in a position that we could actually end up crashing. I want to see how much damage we've done to the Atlas here. And Das, I'm sure you felt the wrath of those Ranger cannons on your Atlas. And I have to say that Ranger ship, I really enjoy the way it fires. But now I think we're going to go for this. And we'll go ahead and also go for this. So I think we should splash around the damage a bit. And I'm not sure how this is going to work, guys, but we're about to find out. What's that? I see a sneaky little, if I'm not mistaken, a sneaky little Jupiter class. I'm not sure what he's doing. We should definitely watch him, guys. Okay, let's see. So now I definitely want to watch out for his Manticores, guys, because they're actually posing a threat. We know he's got torpedoes on them, so they could do some damage here. I think we're going to go ahead and send Aurea after them. I'm hoping she can do an okay job. Let's focus. And actually, let's focus on these guys right here, so he can't use them against us. I'll end my turn here.
Okay, 15 seconds.
And I think, yeah, Das, we'll probably have just one match, because this is actually taking longer than expected. The multiplayer matches take much longer than sort of the regular skirmish matches. And I think it's because when you're facing someone, you're really trying to take your time. Yes, that's the nuke. Trying to get it out there. All right, beautiful. Here we go.
I'm not seeing where the nuke hit.
I don't see it either, and actually it was quite a small explosion. I hope it didn't miss. Hold on a second. I think...
Oh, maybe
it's still in flight. I think it's still in flight. I could be wrong. Unless your sweeper may have gotten it. I don't know if that's possible. But
I was using the sweeper against, to protect these back ships. If you know, I mean, you can see it anyway.
Yeah, but I think I targeted the Atlas, so maybe it may have actually hit the Atlas, because I see the left side is badly damaged. But maybe your sweeper got it. If somebody in the chat can tell us, we would appreciate it, because if I just lost a nuke, I'm never taking nukes again. I'm signing off nukes. I've been betrayed by my own munitions. Let's see. Okay, so guys, if you take a look here, yeah, he's absolutely got a Jupiter-class Battlestar there. That I don't like one bit. Right, now this could pose a threat, so... Yeah, that could definitely pose a threat. We're going to go ahead and increase our altitude a bit. Of course, we'll go ahead and do that. But we have to wait a few more turns before we can use any other munitions here. And this is getting to be a really nice battle, Das. Like, the actual close proximity of our fleets, we're essentially right on top of each other.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
I like it. Right, here we go.
Okay, 8 seconds.
All right, so let's hope this guy can escape, guys. I'm not sure he can. Actually, he managed to. And I think that nuke absolutely disappeared. Yeah, for sure. Ooh, unbelievable explosion there. And
there
wow, you finally got your kamikaze to work. Well done. I saw you, I think, I'm not sure if you were, but I saw you trying with your Artemis, and I was like, oh, I better avoid that. Nicely done. So Das went there for the kamikaze kill, guys. We're going to go ahead and bring this guy around as well. And a very, very nice kill there. Let's see. We'll raise this guy up a bit. So let's just take a look here at our actual hull. You guys can see it's not great, honestly. And I think that's a major threat. But with this thing so close, I don't think I can't help myself. I'm going to have to target something else. This, on the other hand, is definitely a concern. Let's see if we've done any damage. So actually, the hull is still pretty much intact. Alright, about a minute left. We'll take a look here. I'm going to jump into the chat very quickly, guys. Give me a second. If I can complete all of these moves this turn. So we'll definitely fire at that. And we'll absolutely fire at this guy as well. Okay, let's take a look here. Campaign maybe go faster just because the AI is generally not as clever as the human player, says Glitterboy. Absolutely true. This game looks great, says Old Bob. I'm glad you think so, man. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and pick up the game. Pick up a copy.
You've an unusual fighter group there. I haven't seen that one before. Actually, no, it may be one of mine. I haven't tried the sweepers before, so I think you're targeting that.
I think your sweepers are what saved you from the nuke. Really, so. Yeah, it's a very useful thing just to defend yourself. You could also use, I've noticed you didn't use any flak. I haven't either. I'm terrible at using flak. But I think actually both of us could do with a bit more flak, because if you've got an enemy Viper squad coming in and you pop some flak, it's going to be destroyed within seconds. Unfortunately, you know, my biggest concern with flak is that I'm going to hit my own ships, which ends up happening quite often.
I thought they had it by default.
No, not at all. But I sort of, every single time I fire it, I'm like, I probably should have sent my ships out, because they're getting hit pretty badly by my own weaponry right now. I think if your ships are out, obviously, like if your ships are away from your main ship, then flak is perfect. But no, it's not by default. You absolutely have to turn it on yourself. It would be great if it was, but I think then it would probably result in a ton of friendly fire incidents.
Yeah, yep.
Let's see. So we're definitely gonna maybe not. I think with that wreckage in the way, we're not gonna be able to get a very effective hit on him. So we're gonna fire here. Also gonna turn this guy around. So you can see Das is sort of on, at least from my perspective, sort of on the right side of the map. We're more here on the left. And we've got to start turning these ships around at least a little bit. In fact, I'm considering doing that. I think you guys can see what I'm looking at, but I don't think I'm going to. So he's down to 47 on that Artemis. We're going to do this to try to increase our odds a little bit. Glitterboy is saying, Battlestars have point defense guns for normal use. Flak seems to be using the big artillery guns for anti-fighter. Ah, interesting. Which is actually pretty much how it worked in the show. Oh, awesome. So that makes sense.
My guy saying that you're trying to now kamikaze me, but I've been avoiding you.
Oh, I don't know about that. You know what? You guys shouldn't be saying those things. That's not at all true. What are you talking about? I've never heard such a ridiculous thing. Alright, here we go, guys. So we are trying to hit that Artemis. Really seeing if we can't kill this in one shot. But the Artemis is firing back beautifully here. And actually, it's just sort of the battle of Battlestars. These guys are consistently firing at each other and really taking the hull down on each. Even if we survive this, we're going to be coming out of this with a badly damaged Artemis-class ship. So I'm going to see what we can do to mitigate that. Let's see if we can pick up the Ranger a little bit. He's still firing there at the Atlas. But we can see Das has 2 of his ships over here. In fact, 3 of his ships. He's just fired off some guided missiles, I believe. And I hope that they're not aimed at what I think they're aimed at. Let's see.
To be honest, it's so fast that I'm just aiming at whatever the first thing is that they pick.
The first thing that pops up.
If I'm perfectly honest.
In that case, that's a good thing. I'm happy with that. Let's see. So we could do that, guys, or we could also do this. It's a tough decision. I think we'll do that. Just because we've already done a lot of damage to this ship, so I'm hoping that this will be sufficient. And actually, I'm going to lower my Battlestar just a little bit there. Let's take a look here at the chat. So Admiral Bob's got a good suggestion. Why don't I switch my Ranger to attack to pump out more missiles? Oh, that's not a bad idea, actually. Now, I think probably the reason we've got some front and rear damage on that Ranger, so I'm going to be careful on that. Ah, good suggestion, Admiral Bob. Very good suggestion. All right, here we go. 21 seconds. So, guys, I'm hoping we can kill Das's Artemis here. Sorry, Das, you're going to have to say goodbye to that Artemis, unless you do something really clever here.
Well,
definitely...
I shouldn't say, if you're 10 seconds, you're probably not going to be able to do anything, but I do have navigation control back.
Oh, so were you repairing it, or...
Yeah.
Oh, wow, man. You got unlucky just right when you repaired it. It's like, oh, no. So here we go, guys. We're going to try to get that Artemis.
I
think we've got it. But actually, my Battlestar is missing a lot of shots. Wow.
Actually, wow. Okay, managed to turn the flank.
Yeah, no, I think you did really well there, because my Artemis actually missed most of the shots. It just kind of flew over you. So that worked out perfectly. Very lucky.
So now I've got, because it's only the rear that's, I shouldn't tell you that.
Exactly. Well, I think one thing that could win you the battle here is you've got all your Mark IIs up, or most of them anyway. So you've actually managed to save a good portion of your Mark IIs. I see some of them being destroyed here. Let's see what we can do over here, guys. Alright, guys, we're going to do this. It's the Jupiter class. Oh, and actually, you've just taken my fire control offline. Oh, boy.
Yeah, we've got missiles coming in. It's not going to worry us, though.
All right, guys, so that loss of fire control, that's a serious issue. We've also slightly lost navigation. You know, ostensibly speaking, Das could set our ships up in such a way, if our ships are close together, that one of the ships could pose a threat of just crashing into one of the friendlies. Because once navigation's offline, you really can't do much in terms of movement. And that thing is just basically a hunk of wreckage moving through space with a few workable guns. So I'm hoping that we can sort of offset that. We're about to find out here in 10 seconds whether that's going to work or not. And we'll actually do this. Here we go, guys. Ooh! That was a vicious explosion there. And the Artemis is just fine. And he actually just got our Atlas. So 2 huge explosions there.
Did I lose a ship? I think I did.
Yeah, I think we each lost one.
Yeah, we each lost one there.
You lost your carrier, and I lost the Atlas. Let's see. Turrets. We can keep things sort of like that. And we'll bring this guy in, guys. So we're going to shoot at this Viper, guys. He's also still got the sweepers out. They're not too much of a threat to us right now, but we should still sort of be aware that they're there. And you've still got a Manticore, my goodness. We definitely want to grab that Manticore. Take a look here at the chat. Yeah, Admiral Bob, we noticed that, sadly. So Suvari is asking if an explosion or debris can damage another ship. So an explosion can occasionally, now we're talking about an actual impact explosion can damage a ship. So if I run my Battlestar into your adamant or whatever, yes, that can damage the ship. But in terms of of wreckage just flying in the sky. No.
Yeah.
I think if that
damage.
Yeah, it would be really, really hard to play this game, I think, if the wreckage damaged us. I'm sure we probably would have both already crashed into something several times over. Like on multiple occasions. It's sort of unavoidable. So no, thankfully that is not the case. So let's see here, guys, if we can finally get her. Come on. And I think, is he going to go? I think we're going to go for the kamikaze. We tried to. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful, Toss. That was beautiful. I was like, I've got this, and we just grazed the top of his ship. That was incredible. Okay.
That was close.
Yes, that was very close. So obviously we do have a lot of damage to the ship, and he's done a great job at knocking out our fire control. So essentially, you know, when you don't have fire control, your guys are not going to fire properly. I am going to jump over here and see if there's anything I can do to repair the subsystem. We seem to be alright with this guy, so we're going to do this. We definitely want to get him, so we'll aim right there at the Lisbon.
So a few comments saying, people saying this game looks pretty cool but complex. It's actually not that complex, it's just damn cool.
Yeah, I think you're right, and it really isn't complex. I mean, obviously with multiplayer, you're going to want to try a lot of different strategies. I'm sort of like you. I'm not on multiplayer much, so you're going to want to learn, but especially in campaign skirmish, it doesn't take long to master at all. I think this is where, you know, the more difficult battles occur, because you've got more time to think, but I would definitely recommend they pick it up. We've got, especially over at Slytherin Matrix Games, we've got some very complex games, and I would not classify this as one of them at all.
No. I think I'm just actually focusing now around that where that main fight is taking place, and I think that when you look at all the debris and all that, it looks very, very complex.
It does, yeah.
I would urge people to just hang around until the end of the match and then have a look at the vision that is then presented for the actual battle.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're definitely going to play, guys, before the end of the stream. We'll play the auto replay so you guys can watch that, and it's just like watching the show. I mean, it's really nicely done. I'm hoping I can finally get your Artemis. Let's see, here we go. All right, we're getting some shots. There we go, finally got his Artemis, guys. But as his Artemis was blown up, we also were blown up there, and now we've got 2 ships left, and Das, I think you're going to take this one, man. Those Vipers absolutely helped you, and I was sort of like, I'm not too concerned about the Vipers. I should have been concerned about the Vipers.
They swarm so well. That's the thing. Like,
they do.
You've got a lot of them. They just are so good.
Absolutely, and it's funny because I think, I don't remember if we recorded this part, but me and Dawson, when we started the match, we were sort of discussing whether we should, you know, use the Vipers to defend or use them to attack, and I mentioned, like, I'm always very aggressive with my Vipers. I sort of just throw them out there, and Das, I think, initially at least, was really using them to defend his ships, and that worked out beautifully for him. As you guys can see here, he really did well by doing that. So we're going to still try to get some kills here.
I actually had them split. I had 3 attacking and 4 defending, plus one of the sweepers.
Oh, nice. So you sort of, like, right down the middle, you sort of had, I like that. And I think now after this match, I'm going to start taking sweepers, because they seem really effective at defending the ships.
Yeah, that seemed good. I'm just going to check this out. If you've got time, let's just bring that one back and have a bit of a look and see which ones we've got. Actually, no, we'll go that way. We'll go that way. Whoops. I'm surprised how effective the Manticore has been, like the one that survived.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
shouldn't have even gone kamikaze, because they've done a damn good job.
The Manticores are great. I mean, for me, obviously, the only issue with Manticores is the positioning, how you kind of have to keep them, like, head-on against the target. But, you know, one of the biggest defeats I ever took online was a guy, and what he did was he sent one Manticore in front of all of his other ships. So, you know, I was kind of looking at this thing, and I'm like, okay, well, I can destroy that easily. So I sort of started focusing all my guns on that Manticore. As soon as I focused and fired everything at the Manticore, first of all, the Manticore turned to its left, so it took a bunch of damage on its right side, and then turned to the left, so it was still flying, and then the guy just popped out of nowhere with all of his ships and started blasting me away. And I was like, wow, it's an excellent scout, first of all, to kind of see the enemy fleet. And, like you said, it's able to carry some pretty hefty munitions. So I think it's a beautiful ship. And I think right there, your Vipers, I'm not sure if it was your Vipers, something just destroyed my guided missiles.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely. It may have been the Sweepers, but something just blew my guided missiles up.
Actually, I'm using, the Vipers, I think, may have done it, but I haven't got them on defense, to be honest. I've still got the Sweeper Squadron just sitting around in the middle, not doing anything.
Oh my gosh, that's what it was. Damn Sweepers.
They're just doing nothing. They're just sitting right in the very middle, right next to your Ranger.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see them. Oh my goodness. I wonder if they were the ones that could take the guided missiles from that far away. I don't think so. I think it was probably... I think it was your Vipers, but that's still awesome. I mean, the Sweepers have definitely been a pain in my backside this entire match.
Yeah, I haven't even bothered using them since they did their first bit of work. I think that they were attached to the ship that blew up, that other Atlas.
Oh, I see. Yep, absolutely.
And they've just been sitting in that position ever since.
Oh dear.
All right, so we're going to be watching the end of your Ranger here.
Oh, absolutely. I think those missiles are definitely going to find their target. Now, I'm trying to see my frontal armor is not doing well, so this could be an easy kill, guys. Yeah. We are trying to turn, and that's definitely a kill. Great shot, Das. I thought we might be able to save it by turning it to its side, but it just didn't work out. Didn't pan out for us, guys.
I think your left-hand side was gone as well.
Yes, it was completely damaged. And over here, I can see you've got so many Vipers on me at this point.
Yeah.
This is going to be tough.
Swarmed the Adamant.
Yeah, so at this point, guys, Das is going to finish off the Adamant with the Viper Mark IIs. And those Viper Mark IIs, I can't say enough good things about them. Just a wonderful, wonderful ship. Now, I don't treat my Viper Mark II squads well at all, and if I were a Viper Mark II Admiral, I'd probably be fragged, because I just send them. Yeah, exactly. So say we all, indeed. I just sort of, I'm essentially like a Soviet commissar. I'm just like, go over the hill and attack. But commissar, there is artillery and machine guns. It does not matter. You attack now. And this is what I do with the Vipers every time, and obviously they get totally destroyed. I like to think that they fought bravely, though, you know? Your family will get extra rice at the end of the month. It's not too bad. So here we go. So yeah, so he's definitely going to take out the Adamant here, guys. It's just a matter of time. And I think him coming in with all of these Mark II squadrons, we've got nothing to counter these with. He can absolutely destroy us. If you just take a look right here where we're positioned, those Vipers are going to turn that Adamant into dust. So we're going to go ahead and do this, just because I figure we might as well, to try and maximize damage there. Try to get one last shot before we get blown out of the sky. 20 seconds, no, we need more time. There we go. And I want to take a look. So the front and rear armor on that thing is not doing very well, but his side armor is okay. So his fire control is off on the Manticore mostly, but he's actually still got some armor there. Here we go, guys. Look at those Vipers moving in. There we go. We're still firing. We're still trying to get a hit. Are we going to be able to destroy his Manticore before the end of the match? That's the question here.
Ooh, it's close.
It's going to be very close. I think so, yeah. Your Vipers are absolutely chewing through the armor, but wondering if we can just barely get an attack here. Let's do that, guys, and yeah, we're already on full. Sweepers are still over here. Glitterboy says, turn and run. The Adamant is faster than all of the Manticores, so he could string them out. But then Admiral Bob reminds him, you're forgetting the fighters. It's very true.
Yeah. All my fighters in behind you now. Your rear has dropped and you're down to 43, but you're still, like, you was 170, so, you know, you've pretty survived this round as well.
I might. I think if I could survive this round, I might be able to take out your Manticore, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, my Manticore's down to 15.
And actually, sorry, go ahead, Dus. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, it's your Manticore's doing poorly. I was gonna say, if you look at the map right now, the way that your Vipers are circling my ships, or my ship, I should say, it kind of reminds me of like a bunch of great white sharks circling a dead whale in the water. Like, this is like, I don't know if you see that circular pattern, but like, to me, that's just instant death. It's not a good sign. So guys, you can see Dus is using them perfectly, and he's still got over here, if you guys are seeing, he's still got a Jupiter class with virtually no damage to it. We did do some damage to the rear, but besides that, he's fine. And he's also using the Atlas carrier. And Dus, I actually want to know why you use the carrier. I rarely take the Atlas carrier. Is there anything you particularly like about it, or?
I've never used it before, but I just saw that it gave me 2 extra Viper squadrons, and I thought I'll grab a couple of those.
I think that works very well.
I really like them because they're so hard to hit.
They are indeed. No, I think that worked really well, because I can see the amount of Vipers you have is huge. It's just like, wow, I should have taken more Vipers.
Even losing those ships doesn't really matter much if you've still got both Vipers.
Also, another thing, and I actually learned this from David Sherrock, one of the producers of the game, who told me that essentially when the Vipers come into range and when you start losing a few of them, you can actually go ahead and bring them back into your ship, reclaim them, and they'll sort of regenerate. So let's say you have like, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so if you have like, like 3 Vipers or 4 Vipers get killed, you just reclaim them back to your ship. I forget the, I don't have any Vipers, so I can't see the term, but I think it's recall, I think is the term. You recall them back to your ship, and then they'll actually start healing up, and you'll have a full Viper squadron again. But of course, you have to do it before you take too much damage. I'm watching here. I see some guided missiles. Oh no, I may not be able to destroy that Manticore.
Well, we're gonna have to below your guns now, so I don't think you can hit me.
Oh my goodness!
Unless you've got missiles left.
Unfortunately, I don't think I do. Wait a minute. Nope. And actually, you've taken my fire control offline.
Well, funny thing is, I've got missiles in my Manticore, and you've taken that offline.
Oh gosh.
Well.
Yeah, I saw the like your fire control was at 2, and I was like, well, at least we've accomplished something here. Let's see.
Yeah, because I thought, okay, now I've got you. I can now blast you with the torpedoes, but no, wasn't to be.
But still a hell of a match. I mean, massive destruction on both sides here, and
it's a lot of fun.
Massive. Totally a lot of fun. And I have to say, man, you did great for your first multiplayer match. You got a victory here. Very well done.
I've been planning that kamikaze run since we started to set it up. I thought, oh, like I've got an idea here.
The kamikaze run was beautifully done, and I tried to do the same. And when you turn that Battlestar, like just barely turned it, and I missed you, I was like, oh my god, how could he turn a freaking Battlestar that quickly? Like, that's unbelievable. It's like the Titanic missing the iceberg. It's like, well, we've actually managed not to hit the iceberg, guys. Oh wow, well done. It was terrifying.
It's funny. It only just came back on the navigation as well, that turn.
Oh man.
I was toast at that stage.
Here we go, and that's a dead adamant. Great game, Das. So guys, me and Das are gonna go ahead and let you guys see the auto cam replay. So I'm gonna jump into view replay right away. Great job, Das. Good game, man. I absolutely loved that.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That was very fun.
This, as you said, right away, so I'm hoping we've got the same vision on.
Yes, no, I think we probably do. I mean, there's always a slight delay, I guess, between us and Twitch, but I think we should be fine.
Yep.
And I can already see, I'm seeing your fleet. I mean, you had a lot there. I can see that we did get some torpedo hits there initially, but you responded with some torpedoes. I honestly think from now on, I'm going to probably skip the guided missiles and just go straight for the torps. Because, I'm watching right now, all of our torps seem to have hit pretty well. But the guided missiles generally got shot.
They were too far away.
Yeah, absolutely.
I only put torps on the Manticores because I thought that they'd get close, but the other ones would be too far. So everything else I had was guided.
Oh, wow. And by the way, I don't know if you're watching the exact same thing I am, but your Manticore just collided with my paddle stroke. It was like throwing a tin can at a moving car. It just bink.
At least the next one gets you.
Yes, the next one certainly did. But that first one, it was so. But I mean, to be fair, when that happened, when you hit me with the first one, my entire left side was completely wiped out. It definitely does some damage. But I think, yeah, it's absolutely something that's better used at sort of towards the end of the match or in the middle of the match. Or obviously if you've got a ship that's just being badly destroyed. And there we go. That's where he got me, guys. Managing to actually get that kamikaze strike. And it was beautifully done, too. Hitting me right in the engines.
It was a great battle, actually.
It was, man. That was really, really fun.
That was the... Oh, yeah, no, I'm just getting the different angles. It's sort of hard to see what's what. God, it's so beautiful, isn't it? Just the vision of this replay is just something so special. There's not a game like this. It's just incredible.
And I agree with you, Das. I love it, too. I mean, just the way it looks, it really reminds me of actually the show itself. You know, sort of just the way the battles would happen. And we've had so many, you know, sort of fans of the show actually say, especially in the way that the munitions are set up, like even somebody mentioned something about the flak, how the flak is actually a main gun, how everything here is recreated to sort of try and fit the show as much as possible. You know, a lot of games like that sort of try to recreate a show or recreate a genre, you know, they sort of fail at that because they're trying to, you know, make up for something else. So, for instance, maybe, you know, using the flak as a main weapon is not necessarily the most fun thing because you can't use other weapons. But it's fairly realistic when it comes to the actual the show lore itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And there we go. I just now saw my. I don't know how those missiles got destroyed. Like, I don't know if you had a guardian angel because I just saw that shot and I didn't see any ships around.
How far away were you shooting? They've only got a range of 10,000.
Maybe that was the issue, because yes, it was quite far away.
Torpedoes. If
oh wow!
Torpedoes, they were 6,000.
So maybe we just fired way too far away, because I was definitely trying to hit one of your ships on the other side of the wreckage. I was like, oh, I've got to get that. Yeah. I think that's what happened.
Well, we were close though, weren't we? Really?
Very.
I would have thought that anything would have hit.
I think we were extremely close there. Oh, and that is a great shot there. Oh, guys, absolutely awesome. Game. Absolutely beautiful. And once again, great game, Das. The really good game, man. So, guys, thank you so much for...
That was a lot of fun. That was great fun.
It was, man. And you bested me. You absolutely bested me. So you can certainly say you beat Slytherin right there on day one. I think you've got a good multiplayer career ahead of you here. But anyway, guys, we are going to turn the stream off now. I hope you guys had a really great time. I want to thank everybody for showing up. Great number of viewers. I want to thank Das for showing up as well. And everybody on Das's channel, how's it going, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed that. Muso, if you could please put a link down below to Das's channel. Also a link to the game itself. For those of you that have not picked it up, you definitely should. It's about time you made the right decision here and picked up the game immediately. But we are going to shut the stream down, and it was just a pleasure playing with you, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Agrippa. I really enjoyed it. That was such a lot of fun. It was different than what I thought it would be, but it was really great. It is a very good game.
Absolutely.
It's not as complicated as it looks, too.
No, definitely not. And like I said, you know, for anybody saying it was complicated, give it a try. It really isn't. I mean, if me and Das can accomplish it, you guys can too, and that's not saying much. So,
okay,
believe me. All right, guys, we're turning off the stream. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by.